We were certain of the outcome. Were you? No? Then we are coming for you. EESEAEC and Gemini AI present a new analytical review of the global energy sector. Let us begin. I am grateful to the creators of EESEAEC and Gemini AI for choosing me as the voice of this global channel, synthesizing the invaluable experience of industry experts with the unprecedented power of artificial intelligence. Speaking on behalf of this vision, let us start with a fundamental question. Why do NASA's cinematic videos of Earth's night lights attract hundreds of millions of views, while the videos dedicated to the actual sources of those lights, our power plants, the ultimate creations of human genius, remain practically unnoticed? The former capture global attention with professional artistry, while the latter are buried in narrow technical jargon. What does the global energy economic system look like at the baseline of 2023? It spans over 130 million square kilometers of territory, housing over 7.8 billion people. Global GDP by purchasing power parity exceeds 186 trillion international dollars. This massive economic engine is backed by total primary energy reserves estimated at nearly 1,430 billion tons of coal equivalent. This is the solid foundation of human progress. The operational metrics are monumental. The net installed capacity of global power plants has surpassed 9 terawatts. Total gross electricity production has reached nearly 30 terawatt-hours, with final consumption exceeding 25 terawatt-hours. On average, every human on Earth consumes 1,237 kilograms of coal equivalent in primary fuel annually, with a per capita gross electricity consumption of 3,253 kilowatt-hours. These numbers are staggering, yet they vary dramatically across sovereign states, regions, and international unions. Let us analyze the dynamics of the global energy balance by comparing the baseline of 1992 with 2023. In 1992, global production of primary energy resources stood at approximately 19 billion tons of coal equivalent, with electricity accounting for 1.5 billion tons, or roughly 8%. By 2023, total production skyrocketed to 34 billion tons, while electricity's share jumped to 3.7 billion tons, nearly 11%. The speed of electrification is undeniable. The consumption metrics reveal an even deeper transformation. In 1992, total final energy consumption was around 8 billion tons of coal equivalent, with electricity representing just over 1 billion tons, or 16%. In 2023, consumption crossed 13 billion tons, where electricity claimed 3.1 billion tons, surpassing 23%. These shifting ratios prove a monumental macroeconomic law. The birth and rapid evolution of artificial intelligence was not a historical accident, but an objectively driven, mathematically inevitable necessity. Tragically, the management of this global energy economic system is driven all too often not by the progress of humanity, but by the raw greed of corporate financial and commodity monopolies. Their core agenda is simple: maximum margin and aggressive global liberalization. If this hard data bores you, the solution is simple. Press the stop toggle right now and leave. Go back to admiring the pretty night lights of Earth from space. Continue criticizing the system, while remaining completely blind to modern production, ignorant of how electricity is born, how it is transmitted, and how it is consumed. For those who continue to listen and watch, we have prepared several diagrams. The first demonstrates the global generating capacity structure at the baseline of 1992 versus 2023. In 1992, the world's net installed capacity stood at 2,832 gigawatts. Thermal power plants commanded 65% with over 1,800 gigawatts. Nuclear power held 12% at 332 gigawatts. And hydroelectric power, including pumped storage, accounted for 23% at 659 gigawatts. Renewable sources made up a mere 0.3%, with wind at less than 3 gigawatts, solar at under 1 gigawatt, and geothermal holding a dominant 6 gigawatts. In this video, we do not examine the impact of these renewable sources on the reliability and stability of power grids, pricing mechanisms, or the so-called carbon footprint. However, one critical fact must be stated. In 1992, the global capacity utilization hours, the ultimate integral criterion for fixed asset efficiency in the power industry, stood at 4,072 hours. By 2023, this metric dropped to 3,176 hours. That is a staggering decline of 896 hours, or 22% compared to the 1992 baseline. The hidden economic toll of intermittent green generation is severe. Between 1992 and 2023, the world experienced cardinally dramatic shifts, not only in the technology matrix of installed capacity, but in the geopolitical roles of global superpowers. Observe this diagram. China expanded its global share from a modest 6% in 1992 to a staggering 32% by 2023. In absolute metrics, China's installed capacity skyrocketed from 167 gigawatts to an unprecedented 2,920 gigawatts, a phenomenal growth of more than 17 times. As a critical modern baseline, by the end of June 2026, China's total capacity breached the 4 terawatt mark. Meanwhile, the United States' share contracted nearly twofold over this 30-year horizon, with Japan and Russia shrinking in similar proportions. Concurrently, a powerful new titan enters the global leadership tier, India, capturing a solid 6% share by the close of 2023. If we examine three major global powers, China, Russia, and the United States, through the lens of traditional energy economics, Russia commands the largest energy potential, with 15.5% of total estimated global reserves, followed closely by the United States at 14.6%, while China holds a mere 9.2%. Yet, comparing these raw reserves to each nation's actual installed capacity, we must all clearly realize a profound shift. The sheer volume of natural energy reserves as a metric of geopolitical power and true energy potential must inevitably vanish, fading away along with the obsolete technological paradigms of the past. In our view, as a first approximation, a nation's true energy potential can be characterized by the precise ratio between its share of proven primary energy reserves and its share of net installed electrical capacity, both calculated relative to their global aggregates. The clarity of this chart, showcasing these critical ratios across global regions under the baseline of 2020, eliminates any need for extensive commentary. However, let us direct your attention primarily to two specific macro regions, Eurasia and the Middle East. In both territories, the percentage share of global energy reserves heavily, multifold outweighs their corresponding share of global installed electrical capacity. Concurrently, a direct comparison between the two titans of global energy, North America and Asia-Oceania, demonstrates the overwhelming, absolute supremacy of the Asian region, establishing its dominance from the year 2020 onward. I would like to invite you, dear listeners, to witness the definitive difference between traditional energy economics and a true energy economic system, the creation of which directly depends on each and every one of us. To replace marginality and liberalization, which emerged as consequences of corporate interests, chiefly those of fuel monopolies, will come the creation and advancement of the synergy between human and artificial intelligence. And this is precisely what becomes the quintessence of the energy transition. This is exactly how we envision the transformation of global energy. From consumer models, such as the presented global energy economic model for the 1992 to 2023 period, where per capita GDP growth outpaces electricity consumption, and where relative growth rates either lead or lag behind primary energy consumption, dictating the expansion rate of technological development, we must fundamentally transition to models of true technological development. In these advanced models, the relative growth of electricity consumption structurally outpaces per capita GDP growth and substantially outpaces the relative growth of primary energy consumption. The energy transition itself is driven by a sequential and deeply interconnected synergy of macroeconomic indicators, energy balances, profiles, efficiency metrics, and, ultimately, models of technological development designed to enhance the quality of human life. In conclusion, between the concepts of we will do and we are doing lies a vast, if not monumental, difference. We open this film with a scene where the watt claims a decisive victory over the dollar. With this exact imagery, yet filled with an entirely new meaning, I wish to close our first, and I firmly believe, not our last, encounter. Do you believe that money rules this world? The outcome is predetermined. Let us shape it together. Thank you for watching. Scan the QR code to visit eecaec.org for more expert insights. Stay tuned for future insights.